Hello everyone, how's it going? Concord is officially going offline beginning September 6th. It hasn't even been a month and already this game is about to go offline. Now I have more to say about this, but before we begin, remember to like, sub, and share. It helps a great deal. If you want to support, the super thanks button and join button helps a great deal as well. But Concord, this has been the laughingstock of the gaming industry since its released, even during the open beta, and when the game finally launched, it didn't even crack 1,000 players. This was a big budget AAA game from Sony that they believed was going to be the next big thing. They had a special edition controller, really lavishly designed cutscenes, and the game was a hard flop. Granted, a lot of people were shilling for this game, at least on Twitter and on legacy media websites. And the thing is, yeah, we didn't know what the PlayStation numbers were, but reports came out that it didn't even sell 25,000 copies. I saw on Twitter that a lot of people comparing this failure to Anthem. Anthem at least sold 5 million copies, in case I remember. It definitely sold over 1 million copies within its first month, but it sold over 5 million copies, if I remember correctly. And that game was a failure in EA's eyes. But in this case, this game was such an obtuse failure that people couldn't even find matches for this game. And yeah, it was just like no one wanted this. Like no one even knew what this was about in the sense of why it even needed to exist when you have games like Overwatch, which are free-to-play titles. This was a premium $40 title. And look, yeah, Overwatch 1 launched as a premium title for $60, but at least again, that game was fun. It was built on the foundation of being a good game, not pushing a message. I know a lot of people will say this game doesn't push a message, at least the hardcore fans will. It was. It was pushing a message, and people are sick and tired of that. Look at that, the other indie game, what's it called? Dustborn. I've seen that all over YouTube, and I've seen more people talk about that game than actually play it because people are sick and tired of these message-ridden games. They want a game that just entertains them, that provides a good story with interesting characters like Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They want games like that that are great, fun, engaging. They don't want... I don't even know what this thing is. Like, it's Discount Reinhardt if someone decided to, like, tarnish him. Like, what the hell? But yeah, the character designs were terrible. Everything about this title was just boring. So an important message update on Concord. This is from PlayStation. Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC, and want to thank everyone who has joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and the passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. That is the biggest PR statement I've ever seen. Like, it's just like waiting for the axe to come down. They put your head through the guillotine and the blade's about to come down. However, while many qualities of the experience resonate with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Yeah, you can say that. Therefore, at this time, we've decided to take the game offline beginning September 6, 2024 and explore options including those that will better reach our players. Now, the way I interpret this is that they're going to try and re-release this game onto a free-to-play market, but I think that would be just as much a disaster. And the reason I say that is because the reputation of this game is already destroyed. Like, no one, as far as I can tell, really likes this game. There are a minority of people who do, but a majority of players just don't care, have no interest in it. And ultimately, if they do re-release this game, you can bet my ass that they're going to over-monetize this entire game with $20 skins or probably $40 skins to try and recoup their cost in any way they can. Like, look what happened with Apex Legends. The game is that game is dying as well, and what they're doing is they're over-monetizing their players. You saw what happened there, and you can guarantee that if they release this game, they're going to try something like that with this title, and I just don't think it's going to even, I don't know. Like, I just don't see that happening. Like, look what's happening with X-Define. I did a video on that. That game is literally on the verge of death because right now the numbers are dipping. No one's buying the cosmetics because they suck, the cosmetics, and the gameplay is very generic. Like, that's another thing about Concord. Nothing about this game is appealing. It is literally the most generic shooter you can possibly imagine with discount Marvel characters added to the mix. There's nothing about it that really hooks players, and I think that's far worse, because when you create a generic, boring game with nothing appealing to it, people are going to forget it ever existed. At least with a really, really bad game, people can have fun with it and latch on to things that are unique about it. But when you have a generic, average game with nothing appealing to it, with dollar store variations of existing, more popular characters, nothing's going to really keep it alive. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately and will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the PS5 or PC release. So with this game, that is actually pretty monumental. Anyone who's purchased things from Sony's digital stores knows how anal they are when it comes to refunds. I think the only other game that have actually offered this type of refund to was Cyberpunk 2077. So yeah, pretty big deal. If you purchased a game for PlayStation 5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to your original pay method. Customers who purchase from other digital stores will also be refunded. Moreover, about refunds from Steam and Epic can be found below. So if you purchase this game physically through, I don't know, Target, Best Buy, GameStop, I guess you're not getting a refund, or maybe they might be ordered to give you a refund. I'm not sure. But it seems that the only people getting refunds are digital purchasers, and I'm pretty sure once you get the refund, the game is inaccessible to you. I don't know if this is a game you can play by yourself, like there are bots or something, because, yeah, that would suck. Once refunded, players will no longer... Okay, so you have no access to the game, and thank you for whatever. So, yeah, this game is dead and buried. I just don't see it coming back as a free-to-play title, because the reputation of this game is completely soured, and there's literally no reason to play it, even if it's free-to-play, because, again, you have other options that are a lot more popular and have a lot more players behind it, like Overwatch 2. Like, I have a lot of negativity towards Overwatch, but if I had a choice between Concord and Overwatch, I would choose Overwatch every single time, because that game was made by Legacy Blizzard, from game developers who knew how to make really fun games. This game was made to push a message. Like, that's the way I looked at this game. Like, people are just tired of that. They don't want a game that pushes a message. They want a game that's fun. And I think this might be this will be a great cautionary tale for AAA developers who are attempting to cash in on trends, not realizing the time, effort, and change that comes with just, progress in time. Like, over time, hero shooters are now done. No one really plays them. It's like when military shooters were all in with when Call of Duty 4 launched. Yeah, you did have games that capitalized on it, but for the most part, a lot of them started to peter out. Like, I remember they revived Medal of Honor because of it. And while the first game was adequate, like, I played it, the second game was absolutely horrible. So, I mean, the first game was technically also, like, not great in comparison to Call of Duty, but it just reminds me of a lot of executives who don't really play games, who are just chasing trends. They see dollar signs and they see how much money games like Overwatch 2 and Fortnite make. They try to capitalize on that, not realizing there's a reason people play those games. And then when they release those games, they expect those audiences to come to these titles, not realizing those people are invested already into those games, either through progression or purchase cosmetics. So why the hell would they take their money and bring it to you, a brand new experience, when they have all their money and resources settled into that other game? Like, it's a big shift. It's like if you played World of Warcraft for 10 years and suddenly someone says, hey, you want to play Final Fantasy 14? Final Fantasy 14 is a really good game, but someone who's already invested 10 years into World of Warcraft, that jump is going to be major. Like, they would basically have to say 10 years of a progression gone. And yes, every game is borrowed time. Like, nothing lasts forever and everything eventually dies, but in this case, this is just a prime example of what not to do. So tell me what you think in the comments below about all this. I honestly applaud this, because the crappy thing about this, I will say, is that people are going to lose their jobs. Like, I don't advocate for anyone to lose their jobs, especially this year, which has been a huge bloodbath for people within the gaming industry. Like, almost everyone is losing their jobs within tech in general, and you can guarantee there are going to be large profile layoffs right now. Like I stated with X-Defiant, they're preparing for layoffs after Call of Duty Black Ops 6 launches, and X-Defiant basically craters because of that title, especially seeing that it's going to be on Game Pass. So, yeah, I only see, like, layoffs in the future, or if Sony goes to the extreme method and just closes down the studio. But then again, they paid so much money for this, I don't know if they will do that. We'll see. Either way, what do you think they're going to do with Concord? Do you think they're going to release it as free to play, or do you think they're just going to like hedge their bets and probably just sell off the assets similar to what Google did with the Stadia technology after that failure? Love to hear everyone's opinion on it. That's it from me. Like, dislike, your choice. Good luck. Goodbye.